Hesbon, in his speech there, the president also said, I will incorporate their ideas. And many have had talks of perhaps expanding Parliament, expanding the National Assembly, or expanding the executive to make more space for the opposition, to more empower the opposition. So in terms of incorporating their ideas, are we likely to see what Brian says, perhaps a member of the cabinet being from the opposition?
I think I like the whole thing about reaching out, about being the president of all Kenyans, including those who didn't vote for him. I also must appreciate the way the entire, swearing-in ceremony was done. I mean, it was a big marketing platform for Kenya. You listen to the speech in its entirety, and if you don't know anything about Kenya, you'd think that Kenya is a fast-developing country, if not a first-world country, where the democracy is fully entrenched. The president is talking about issues and how he's going to reach out even the people he beat on vision. But I think on the ground, there is a lot to be done. There is a lot of reaching out. And just like the Bible says, faith without action is null and void. I don't think we should take a lot from that speech. We need to see the actions and then evaluate the president's commitment to what he said in public on what he's doing. I think Brian is being simplistic, and folks in Migori don't want Luo to be appointed in Uhuru's cabinet. That is far from the truth. We don't want the cabinet to be expanded to accommodate many people. That will not unite us. We are already united. What the president and his entire team needs to do is to address the issues that divide us. And chief among these issues is the electoral process. He has 5 years to deal with that, so much so that by the end of his term, we don't have issues to do with the election. If he has to include the ideas from NASA and the team that he beat, and there are many, including the ones who are competing spoiled votes, then it doesn't have to be him, including those ideas. We just have to see a situation where it is proactive, that the ideas that were propagated by NASA are actually seen, implemented through the way NASA wanted it implemented. And that does not mean that you have to appoint a NASA principal into the cabinet. It simply means that the folks in Migori, the folks in Tana River, the folks in Mombasa, the folks in Nyeri, have to feel that the resources at the national level are devolved equitably, have to understand that the president is actually addressing the issues of each and every Kenyan in each and every hamlet in this country. We cannot sit and say that we live in a united country that does not have issues if we devolve, national celebrations to counties that still belong to the center. If the people of Migori, for instance, have to feel that they are part and parcel of the national cake, we need to see a lot of things going on in Migori. If the president went all the way to Nakuru and other counties to commission projects, we need to see him do that in even counties that are perceived not to be part and parcel of the Jubilee. It doesn't have to be appointment, but we just need that proactivity in terms of the government engaging with the people directly, in terms of the government involving itself with the governors in the NASA areas, and making sure that whatever these governors are doing has nothing to do with NASA, but it's serving the interest of Kenya. And I think the president has a lot on his plate, and he's better placed. He has good advisors. From that speech, you can actually tell that there are people behind the president who mean well for this country. The next step is just to implement it to the latter and within the frameworks of the Constitution.
All right, Mutinda, doesn't what